Welcome back to another episode of Force Takeaways. I'm your host, Tony Ballgame. Joining me always is River Snake Jake. Jake, how are you doing this Friday morn?
I am feeling good. I am brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you for listening to the Force Takeaways Gambling Show. We're going to tell you how to gamble and why to gamble. And just want you to know that gambling is good. And if you don't do it, we will insult your lack of masculinity.
And do not ask about our history of gambling and how many wins and losses we have. That is irrelevant. It really we're pretty much never right, but because we know all the big numbers, we want you to empty those wallets out. I know groceries are expensive, everything's more expensive, but please spend your last $7 or $8 on betting if a 22-year-old is going to cross an imaginary line. Thank you for joining us this whenever you're joining us, whether it be morning, noon, or night. We're going to sort of go over the largest headlines of week 10. Starting getting into the very serious part of the season now, where the contenders and the pretenders are separating themselves.
Oh, yeah.
How the conferences are shaking out, who are the favorites, who are the dark horses, who are the quarterbacks that are not mysteriously, but going to be coming back. And we'll start with related to that, sort of with some injury stuff coming down the pike here. Bucky Irving is going to be is like ramping his way back up. When exactly is Bucky Irving expected back here? For those of us who own Bucky Irving in 2 fantasy leagues and Baker Mayfield in 3 fantasy leagues, our well-being hitches on this fact.
Well, Tony, I have our injury report brought to you by FanDuel. And Bucky Irving has reported to return to practice this week. They opened his practice window last week. He has not seen game action since September the 28th, but he is getting up to full speed. And per Todd Bowles, the Buccaneers head coach, will be a game time decision this Sunday.
I feel like the Buccaneers have had a lot of injuries, since Bucky Irving went down. Most notably Mike Evans, but it feels like the Bucky Irving coming back is going to do wonders for this offense. Like, I don't know. He doesn't even need to have like a monster game or anything, but just his presence. I don't know. I just feel if you're a Buccaneers fan, it's pretty much night and day from the first 5 weeks of the season to now. But Baker was in MVP conversations. They were the comeback kings, and they're not really having a good time right now.
They're not having fun. He's forcing targets to a 145-pound man, Tez Johnson. they need to get some more guys in the field with a little more meat on their bones, Tony.
They lost to the Saints last week or the week before, so that's
bad. That's really fucking pathetic.
Nobody likes that.
No,
they did. They beat the Saints. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to football anymore, so you can say anything and I'll agree to it. I just I'm at a point in the season where it's like I'm having a really hard time caring about I don't want to watch the Jets play the fucking Steelers.
Jets Patriots last night.
Yeah,
Did
you
tune into Jets Patriots? I watched almost the whole thing, unfortunately.
I watched a little bit of it. I had it on as background noise when I was I was making dinner and I was waiting for my sweet potatoes to finish up so I could start cooking the ground beef for my recipe. And I sat down and watched a little bit of it, and it made me feel sad and empty inside. And I'm not just saying that for comedic effect. It made me feel like it was a bleak, thing. It was a bleak feeling that filled my body watching that game. I just don't give a shit. Justin Fields is such a bad quarterback.
Oh,
I had the dumb concussion uncle thought where I was so a team should just sign this guy as a running back and he'll have 2 or 3 years of really good running production and then can just retire because he fucking sucks as a quarterback. He had it was the third quarter and he was 6 for 11 for 54 yards and a fumble. And I was what's the point of this? This sucks.
I mean, we can get into it later when we talk about the Patriots, but also there was the guy that they just got in I think the Quinn Williams trade, right? AD Mitchell or the Sauce Gardner trade. They
Oh
got
yeah,
from
AD
from
Mitchell.
the Colts in the Sauce Gardner trade. They got AD Mitchell. They were targeting him a lot. I mean, he was like the focal point of the offense, and I was like, this guy's been on the team for a week, and he's getting like 7 or 8 targets. Like that's I mean, the Jets season. I was trying to calm Mary down because some of her family's from New Jersey, so the Jets are kind of like her secondary team. And I was like, if you're a Jets fan, it's not about the like game to game, week to week performance anymore. It's just about you just gotta, you're just evaluating players in the team who's going to be on here next year and what are you gonna do with these draft picks. Time to start watching college if you're a Jets fan. Sorry, it's time to start getting
Also, their
invested into
owner
the.
was implicated in all the Epstein stuff with the release
Yeah,
of those emails.
I mean, yeah,
So he probably has
shockingly,
had sex with children, allegedly. I think that I can't say it.
Woody,
I don't want to get sued.
Woody, oh
But
Woody, where have you been?
um, yeah, I think that you could connect some dots and maybe assume that he's done some reprehensible things with children.
Maybe he was just. I mean, he might have just been going to the Epstein Island or the Epstein's apartment. Maybe he was working for DoorDash. Maybe he was just delivering food there. We don't really
Yeah,
know at this
we
point.
don't know why he was there.
He could
It
pot
definitely
very
wasn't for the thing that the guy's known for.
no.
Um, yeah, it
He might have
wasn't the
accident.
other thing.
He has a lot of friends in New York, and maybe somebody else lives in the same building, and it was just sort of a mix up. You know, innocent in the United States of America. I don't know if you guys know this. You're innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so the court of public opinion has laid down their judgment, but let's wait for what the courts decide. Unless it's a decision that I don't like, and then we're gonna overthrow it. So chill out on that, Woody Johnson haters. We're Woody backers on this podcast, but never back down. Hashtag Woody
We're not.
strong.
We're not. I'm not.
J Sweet Woody. Um,
We got to move on.
a big okay. This is even more important than the Bucky everything probably is Joe Burrow is reportedly joined practice. His window to return has opened now. They're targeting the Thanksgiving game against Baltimore for a possible Bengals return. They are in third place in the AFC North sitting at 3-6.
Okay.
Uh, they play the Steelers this week. They've lost some really stupid and bad games these past week to the Jets and Bears, respectively. The Bears one is especially heartbreaking. They'll be playing at Steelers this week, and then next week they'll play the Patriots in Cincinnati with Joe Flacco. And for me, I mean, I almost don't know if it's really worth it to do that. Even if they win these 2 games and they're 5-6. Gosh, I don't know. It feels like kind of wishful thinking. It feels like kind of a pipe dream. I know Joe Burrow's a gamer and a competitor, and he wants to get out there and help his team win. And any season, this is we. Maybe I'm kind of talking out of two sides of my mouth because when he went down, I was criticizing the Bengals front office for not making any move to help the team and being like, hey, any season that you have a healthy Joe Burrow at any point, it's got to be treated like gold, and you got to go for it. But now it's to the point where it's like it would be a real long shot for them to make the playoffs. And really, how much better could he perform than what Joe Flacco is doing? I mean, he had 470 fucking passing yards against the Bears. Like what? It's the what is he gonna have to throw for 600 yards a game for them to for this horrible defense? It's the defenses that's blowing these games. So I don't know. It feels like a pretty close to a lost cause for the Bengals for Joe Burrow
Oh
coming
yeah,
back.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think Joe Burrow and lost cause belong in the same sentence more often than not. Um, Welcome back, Princess Peach. I don't even know if he can what he comes back for 4 games. Is he going to be able to stay healthy for 4 games? Like I'm just sick of talking about Joe Burrow. Like he can't stay healthy. It's not his fault, but at a certain point, it's like okay, well you have no business like being in the conversation as like top quarterback in the league because we don't even know. We don't have a large enough sample size. Like you need a we're getting hurt. It's not your fault, but it also like the responsibility kind of falls on you.
And, and
Maybe force your
you,
way out of Cincy and go to a team that'll protect you. I don't know.
do you? And also
Um,
the other part of this is, do you really trust Zach Taylor and Al Golden to like get in? Cook something
Absolutely
up?
not. It's
No.
so funny that like they blamed Lou Anarumo and like Al Golden is like is fielding a worse defense this year, and the Colts are like vying for the number one seed in the AFC and have had like a complete resurgence on both sides of the ball, and their very milfy owner is like on top of all of it.
He's in charge. Uh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, if
I
they
like
made
the
a
Bengals.
movie about this season, Julia Ann would play her.
So what is that? A porn star?
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm googling her for research purposes
If you
only.
if you know, you know. Remember Nayland Palin? She was in Nayland Palin. She was like the
Oh,
ultimate MILF for a whole generation of young men who are now angry and voting based on racism, except for
yeah,
me.
I see. Nail and Palin. Yeah,
Yeah, Google Nayland Palin.
she's a three-time MILF of the year.
3-time MILF of the year, unprecedented.
2010, 2011 to 2013. I mean,
Yeah,
Aaron
repeat.
Judge could never.
We want to talk about dynasties. How about three-peat MILF of the year?
Okay.
Unbelievable. Patrick Mahomes could never.
All right. So yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, I just want to say this. There's
Okay.
no way Patrick Mahomes can work a cock like she could. It's just not going to happen.
In other quarterback news,
With every hole. Like
Jameis
she was a
Winston.
three-tool player.
Jameis Winston has been elevated, folks, from the third string quarterback to starter this week against the Chicago Bears. Russell Wilson, after Jackson Dart was injured last week, Russell Wilson came in and they played the Bears already. This was in the game against the Bears. Jackson
Yeah, he
Dart
got
was
hurt
injured.
versus the Bears, and that's what really ushered out was the death knell of the Daboll era. R.I.P. Brian Daboll. You're a
Yeah,
big
that
fat pig, and I hope
this
I never have to see your awful face on my TV again.
this can now go into a broader discussion featuring, because the reason why Jameis Winston's getting elevated is because there's a new coach, Mike Kafka from the Metamorphosis, the guy who turned
Yeah,
into a bug and
yeah,
became
he's
a
gonna turn
football
into a
coach.
bug. I
He
read that.
made the
I
he
read
was
Metamorphosis when I was
one of
really
the
depressed,
love
and
that
it made me
shit.
feel better.
Love Kafka. We stand Franz Kafka in this podcast, in this house. And Mike Kafka, the new interim head coach of the New York Giants, he
We know.
very publicly,
Yep.
he owned the decision. He was like, "I'm doing this. I'm elevating James to starter." And we can reveal, of course, that David Daboll has been fired. Brian Daboll has been fired by the New York Giants. Oh, some people were surprised by this, but for me, like I feel like the average, the layman's take is like, well, he had all these injuries. What was he supposed to do? But it was his conduct on and off the field, like the way he was running the team, I think that got him fired. Not necessarily like underperforming without Cam Scadaboo and Malik Neighbors, like, it's not, it's that I don't think
Yeah.
that's why he got fired. Like, oh, these guys get injured and now the team's bad. You're fired. I think it was. I mean, you don't even need to be like some sort of insider. You just need to watch the games watching the game where Jackson Dart went into the concussion tent and he followed the guy in there, poking his head in, screaming his head off, getting like red faced mad at the fucking guy wearing like a suit, like a tie and a blazer and a lanyard, screaming at this fucking little like grandpa man. Like, that was a bad look. Like, that was so, like, I already thought he was kind of a slob before that, but after that, I was like, this guy's a fucking asshole, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that sucks. Like, I don't care what your X's and O's prowess on the football field is. Like that was such a disgusting look, and the Giants like to tout themselves as being a sort of like a classy organization. That was not the big blue way really to be doing some shit like that. And there's reports that he was very sort of like paranoid as a head coach, and was very concerned about like what the outside world is saying, and the fact that he was doing so many designed runs for Jackson Dart and getting criticized for it. That apparently like in the like facility he was being like, no, we're gonna run it more. Who cares what the naysayers say? Like he was pretty much like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, like all coked out and like thinking that every helicopter is like chasing him pretty much by the end of his tenure in New York.
We've all been there though. Just on too much coke, like really paranoid because he hadn't slept in a while.
Trying to
why'd I move to Arizona? I'm not hungry, but I gotta eat.
Try to game plan for Chicago. Yeah, we've all been there.
I'd like to say a couple things about Daboll. Yeah, he has a history of mismanagement, both in games with his play calling and with injuries. Like,
oh yeah, the kicker shit.
The kicker shit, yes. Poor play calling, taking away play calling, giving it back, not really knowing what he was doing, just being kind of a big dumb asshole. And I think it's funny that he like in 2022 he won Coach of the Year after going 9-7, and now that was his best season, and now he's fired before the year's even over. Like it's just for anyone who thinks like those NFL awards mean anything. I think that's a prime example of it's all just this weird dog and pony marketing show. Also, something I learned about Brian Daboll after he got fired, and I was doing some like Schadenfreude research. He's Canadian, which it's funny that people think Canadians are all like nice guys. Like, oh hey buddy, but like there are a lot of like fat, aggressive, slobby Canadians too. So I want to say that like Canadians aren't all just nice guys that are like, oh yeah, hey bud, like there you go, buddy. They're also like big angry fatzos that like want to dominate people who aren't their same race or gender as well. They're just as bad as Americans.
Remember Rob Ford? Remember the mayor of Toronto?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm basing this off of. I watched the documentary about Rob Ford, and like there are a lot of like piggish, gross, like hyper conservative, aggressive Canadian men, and Daboll is one of them. Daboll, I hope I never see you again. Enjoy like going to UNC and being like a senior offensive assistant before that whole thing fucking collapses, and then like going on some Fox Sports football show like in the middle of the day, and then we'll never see you again, you fat dumb pig. I hate you. You look you look like a big gross shiny baby with a big nasty dump in his diaper. Red-faced pig.
The other part of this news is that Joe Shane is being kept on as the GM, and in the Giants statement, announcing that they're firing Daboll, they were like, yeah, we're keeping Joe Shane, and he's going to lead us on the head coaching search. And he already led the last head coaching search that led to hiring Brian Daboll, so I guess good luck with that. And also, it was revealed, I was listening to I think the Sports Illustrated insider for the Giants, Chris Rainin, I believe his name is, had some great nuggets on his pod. Check friend of the show. He can come on whenever he wants. Revealed that Joe Shane has some of the ownership's John Mara's like family members on his personnel staff. So of course he kept his job due to nepotism, and the Giants ownership situation is sort of strange right now because John Mara is, publicly been reported that he's basically dying of cancer right now. And they asked
who's dying of cancer? I'm sorry.
John Mara.
Oh,
John Mara is fighting cancer, and he's not dying. I mean,
the owner of the Giants.
We're all dying. Yeah.
Oh well, that's terrible.
In this podcast, they were like, well, is there a succession plan? And I found out that all NFL teams are required by the like governors, their constitution or whatever, to have a succession plan in place at all times for all ownership groups. And I just found that interesting, and I think it says a lot about the power structure in the NFL that the owners are required to have a clause that gives instructions on what they're supposed to do, what's supposed to happen if they die. While that same principle is not applied to the players. Famously, there's no plan in place for what happens if a player dies on the field during play, as we found out during the Damar Hamlin controversy. We've discussed, you and I think on the show, and also while we're talking in private too, that the fact that there isn't a plan, like an NFL plan in place for if a player dies on field, is on purpose, because if they did have that, if they had to draw up a plan for what happens if a player dies in the field, that would sort of be like a legal admission that football is so dangerous that you could possibly die while playing it, which is something that we all sort of know inherently, but the NFL refuses to sort of like address or like put on paper. And that's why that's why they wanted to keep fucking playing the game when the Damar Hamlin thing happened, unless we forget, after the guy pretty much was dead for a few minutes on the field. They wanted to keep doing the game, and if it was only because of the players, staff, and the refs refused to continue with it after that. So I don't know. I think that just says a lot about the power structure of the NFL, that the owners have to have that requirement, but there is no such safeguard in place for the players, like, at all.
Yeah, it's almost as if they all they care about is money.
Wait,
Um,
hey, hold on a second.
but I also want to say that, like, if you're poor and you can't afford things, and that's like makes you a bad person. Um, and we all have the same 24 hours in the day, so just figure it out, idiot. I'm, I'm, I'm an alpha,
Thank you.
and I'm not gonna let a woman tell me what to do.
So yeah, as far as the Giants, sort of the future's kind of in flux for the Giants. Like I don't. It's sort of the same thing as the Jets being like, oh, we got all these great first round picks for our great players, but it's like, okay, well, the guys who pretty much so much of this shit boils down to the top guys that are in charge of making decisions for this team are always wrong, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I don't feel good about the next 2 to 5 years if I'm a Giants fan.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely not. I don't feel good about the Giants like moving forward for an eternity. If I'm a Giants fan,
for the rest of
and
time, yeah.
you don't have to be a Giants fan just because you're like an Italian guy. All right, like I want to say that just because you're from New York and you have a fucking attitude problem doesn't mean you have to be a Giants fan or a Jets fan. Like you could be a fan of any team, or just not. You don't have to watch football if it's gonna like affect your life so much that you can't function because it makes you angry. Um, you could focus on other stuff, maybe work on yourself, but you're never gonna do that.
You don't even have to watch the NFL anymore. You can watch the CFL, and you can catch the Grey Cup, the championship,
Yeah,
this Sunday at 5 o'clock Central Time, where my Saskatchewan Roughriders will be hoisting the Grey Cup when it's all said and
hoisting.
done.
What is that airing on? What network is that airing on?
It's gonna be on I think it's gonna be on CBS Sports.
Oh, I think I have Will Brinson on the call. I hate that guy.
I don't know.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, he was like
Will
he's like
Brinson?
a CBS Sports NFL guy, and like he like defended like Nick Bosa, being like it's not a crime to uh support the president, and like I stopped listening to his
Nice.
podcast after that because like, oh
Well,
yeah, you just told me everything about you I needed to know.
speaking of supporting the president,
Oh, okay, yeah. What about?
we could
Is there something
talk.
going on with the commander in chief?
Yeah, so the commander in chief, our brave president who's working around the clock for you and me, joined the booth during the Lions Commanders game. To my surprise, I did see that he announced he was going to be at the game, where he did like a swearing in ceremony for new military members at midfield from his luxury box, while getting mercilessly booed. And I saw the footage of that going around. It's not totally out of the norm for a president to attend a sporting event. They haven't particularly gone to an NFL game in quite some time, so that was kind
The
of notable.
last.
But then he joined the booth in like this third quarter, I think, and it was surreal. I mean, the way the two Jonathan Vilma and I forget the play-by-play guy were glazing him so bad. It was
Of course they
so
were.
embarrassing and fucking cringeworthy. They were forcing him to have like a little viral moment, and he was absolutely dreadful on the mic. He was in there for over 5 minutes, dude. I was timing it because I was like, okay, he's gonna come in and say a couple things and leave. But I mean, it was for quite some time. He was for almost a whole, from commercial to commercial, he was in there, and they kept being like, "All right, you want to call a play, Mr. Trump, Mr. President? Well, you could call this next play. It's your dream. You love football. Here you go. You could call this next play." And he was just like, "All right, they're lining up. Let's see what happens. Here's the quarterback. I mean, you never know. He needs a touchdown. I'll be honest." And it was like he could
Yeah,
barely
because he
keep
doesn't know
up.
ball. He
He
doesn't
does not.
fucking know ball.
He doesn't know ball. He's sundowning. He could barely even knows where he is at any given moment, or can string his sentence together. I mean, the guy is reaching Joe Biden levels of unable to be in front of camera for much longer. It was weird. The whole
I
thing
turned
was
it
weird.
off. I all three games were shitty on
Yeah.
the afternoon block on Sunday. Um, and
Yes.
that's the one I was watching just because I was enjoying watching the DC Commandos get their shit pushed in. Um, even if it's by a pathetic franchise like the Lions. It's like it's like watching two cucks have sex with each other. It's
Oh
like
God.
neither you guys could please each other, but someone's gonna finish, and that's good, I guess. Um, yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm being so sexual today. I guess I just have like a very carnal nature. Well, I have a race tomorrow, so I have a lot of like testosterone pumping through my
Nice.
veins.
Cool.
Um, just like the natural eroticism of competition gets to me. But anyway, yeah, I turned it off. I'm not going to give this guy any more room in my brain. Fuck him, and honestly, fuck anyone that still supports this guy, including Amon Ross, St. Brown. You made a very funny point about Amon Ra. Okay, so Amon Ra, right? He scores a touchdown
Yeah.
and he points at Trump and does the little Trump dance, and
Does the little shuffle. Yeah.
he gets heat for it because people are like, "What the fuck?" Ignoring the fact that like Amon Ra grew up a rich guy and went to prep schools and went to USC, so like of course like Southern California is like the most conservative place in the country. Like of course this guy's fucking Republican. He's been a rich meathead his entire life. It doesn't matter that he is a person of color or whatever. Like stupid like neo-lib complaint is being made. Um, but in his defense, you brought this to my attention. It was really great. Do you want to say it? What he said?
Yeah. So he on his podcast that he does with his brother, he addressed it, and he kind of like a half-ass apology. He was like, I didn't want to upset people. I didn't mean it to be, if people misunderstood it, I regret that. I don't want to offend anyone ever. And he went on to say, if any president would have been in the game, he would have done their dance. Like if George
Yeah, I
W.
would.
Bush was there, he would have been doing the waterboard shuffle for sure. If
Yeah,
Jimmy Carter
yeah,
was there, he'd be doing the Habitat for Humanity gritty. Like
right. Yeah,
all the president's
the
famous
shit.
viral dances, he would have done them if they
Yeah,
attended the game. But they didn't.
they swear you in, and then you have to like present your TikTok dance. You have to do
If
your
you want
you.
to, Obama needs to step up. At next week's game, he needs to go. So and he'll do the Obama stanky leg, and all will be
Oh,
forgiven.
that's one smooth brother right there. I don't care. I don't care what you have to say about him.
Keep it cool.
Letting Wells Fargo, you steal
Do whatever
people's
they
homes
want.
or whatever, or
Yeah,
or
right.
blowing up brown people for no reason. I don't care. That is one smooth brother. We can all agree on that.
Smooth
He actually is an
operator.
objectively cool guy. It just sucks that he's as corrupt as like every politician, but like had the best marketing.
And
Um,
he is quite beloved in this country, despite
yeah,
all of our criticisms of him. It
he's
makes me
just
feel like
a
a
fucking
skull to be like, yeah, he actually did also deport a lot of people and did a lot of
yeah.
covert
Deported
bombing.
on
At
people.
least Trump
Was an
Trump
absolute
is just
lapdog
bragging
for
about it.
major financial institutions that absolutely just skull fucked working class people out of their
He could
homes
could have
and
changed the
stole their
course of
money.
American history by not
Um,
bailing out the banks, letting them fail, and giving the money that they lost to the American people. But he decided
yeah.
to not do that.
Yeah. If you just Google Obama Wells Fargo and read into what happened, read into how Wells Fargo printed up deeds and made fake deeds, knowing that um, a certain sect of people living in a specific socioeconomic class wouldn't be able to present a deed within a certain time frame and then using the court to steal their houses from them, literally making fake deeds and targeting Black Americans specifically. Look all that stuff up and how Obama handled that with Eric Holder,
Yeah,
and then tell me he's a good fucking guy.
do
But
that dance.
anyway,
Do that dance.
speaking of Trump, speaking of Trump, he went on the Pat McAfee show the following day,
Yeah.
and Pat McAfee got some heat for this.
Oh no.
And Pat McAfee, the next day raged on his show, got all red faced and coke heady about it. It was like, I'm not gonna listen to people who don't know what football looks like tell me that it's wrong to support the president on Veterans Day and blah. I mean, just all this like culture war, forced patriotism bullshit that's like 10 years past its point of like even being ironically funny. It just sucks. And like, I just think it's so funny that like that's his defense when like the president, like your buddy, the guy that you like want to jack off because like taxes or whatever, or because you're secretly racist, I think is probably the most likely um, reason that you support this president than anyone would support this president because it makes you feel better to punch down on poor and black and brown immigrants. But he doesn't know ball. So like you're talking about your fucking buddy when you're yelling at like liberal pussies who don't know what football looks like. Like your
Yeah, like
stupid dementia rattled shitty diaper president doesn't know what football looks like. He'd rather be at a Broadway play, you idiot.
yeah, of course
Like, give me a
it's
fucking
it's
break.
keep politics out of sports until it's I want to have my senile rapist pedophile president
Yeah.
on the
Until I
program.
said yeah, I wanna have dominion over people, and this guy supports that. So
He
cool, good.
his as Pat McAfee, retains more and more power at ESPN, his head gets wider and redder every week.
It's because he just shoots HGH and does coke all the time, and I can't wait till his heart explodes and he dies.
I mean, this just can't
Um,
continue. Yeah, like the Pat McAfee bubble has to be bursting soon, dude. Like things are like woke is coming back. First of all, we saw Mom Donnie winning New York, all the Trump associated candidates getting their shit rocked in these albeit smaller elections. Woke is coming back. Pat McAfee's regime will crumble. I mean, it cannot continue. Like the course it's on. It's just
the fact
it's
that this guy is
unsustainable.
like considered a thought leader or any kind of tastemaker in any context is just so fucking disappointing.
Yeah, it's
And
so
like,
revolting.
a lot of awful things have happened in this country and in this world in the last 10 to 15 years, you could say. But I think that is like, for me, um, and this is one of the more myopic things I think I'll have said on this show, but like, that is my, like, I think one of my top disappointments about
Yeah,
this. I don't want to say timeline. I'm not going to talk like a meme, but like that this slice of time that we've been forced to live in and endure, like that reality has made me sickest to my stomach that he has been propped up as a legitimate person whose thoughts and opinions and intelligence deserve to be funded and broadcast to millions and
or
millions of
with
people every
merit.
day.
Yeah,
Yep,
the fact
that
that
fucking
he's
sucks. And it
the fact that
reflects how stupid. I think it reflects how our education system is failing us. And like, you have kids that don't even know how to write by hand anymore. Or you have high school students complaining about writing a 5 sentence paragraph, and like people who don't know anything because they feed shit to chat GPT all the time because they're so fucking shallow and stupid and have no attention span. Like, he's the perfect media representation of this current phenomenon of just like imbecility, if that's even a word, and it just makes me sick to my fucking stomach. And like, I don't think I'm not like an especially intelligent person or even like a tasteful person when it comes to the media or art that I prefer to consume. But I know I'm above Pat McAfee, and I know that the people I love and care about are above Pat McAfee, and it's just so demeaning to us all that he's been given so much fucking attention and funding.
yeah, the fact that he's pretty much I would say he's kind of surpassed Stephen A. Smith as sort of like the mascot of ESPN
Stephen A.
is.
Smith is at least like he's charmingly cartoonish, and I don't. And Stephen A. Smith actually has an amount of humanity in him. And when you actually hear him talk about policies and things that are affecting real people that don't live in a millionaire bubble, millionaire media bubble like he does, like he's a little more in tune with reality than a lot of people in his position would be. And he actually comes off as like a decent guy. And whether that is like manufactured for like his show or whatever, or like these interviews that he gives, he's at least in touch with the struggles of common people more so than other like quote air quote media elites. And
Yeah.
as more of a as like I know it's like you're comparing shit to turds, but like it
Yeah.
seems like a decent comparison, at least a decent person compared to the rest of these guys.
And the you're seeing more and more
I,
reports leaking out that McAfee is really hard to work with, and that the other people on ESPN are. I mean, you could see it when he's on College Game Day with like fucking Nick Saban and all these like
they
old
all
head,
hate him.
like they hate having to fucking be around him for even 1 second, and things are bad if I'm siding and sympathizing with fucking Nick Saban. So I really hope that bubble bursts soon. It comes crashing down, and they're like forced to cut ties with them. Like it's fucking ugly. But do you wanna get back into a little ball discussion and talk about the Eagles Packers game and where both teams are sort of at
Sure,
as
I
as
do
sort
want
of
to.
contending NFC teams?
I want to say this though, and I think that when we have our moment, that like history kind of demands that we're gonna have when like the bourgeoisie's blood runs in the streets, that includes a certain like portion of the media elite, and that like we at least get to see them suffer at some point and not just made uncomfortable or lose their jobs, but like really suffer like a violent brutality at the hands of the people they step over on the way to their heated tile Manhattan condo.
This is satire and parody. That is what was just said. Everything there was satire. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that disclaimer. I'm doing a character called to borrow from Joe McMahon, guy that believes everything I do.
JD Power Associates #1 comic 6 years running.
Yeah. That joke
Um,
on a JD Power, he's so fucking funny.
he's so fucking funny. He's
Joe
back. He's
McMahon's
in
the
town. He's
funniest.
he's been in
I
town the
know, I
past couple of
heard,
days. I might
yeah.
I might have missed him actually.
Mueller texted me and said he saw a set. He's running some material before he records an album, and he
Uh,
was telling me he was like feeding me some bits that he saw him do, and they sound great. It sounds like he's back in form, and like,
he's
god damn it, I
back.
hope that guy gets a moment because he is, I think, genuinely the funniest person that has ever drawn breath in this world.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life.
I think he's one of the funniest people that's ever lived. Like he's insane. Like he is like if you built a comic in a lab just for me, that's who would come out. Like he's
He's just
incredible. And like
he's like
when I was doing
he's
comedy, I wanted to be like him so bad, and I
oh
stole
yeah,
from him so much, and he didn't
yeah.
give a shit. Like I fucking, if I'd ever had like a model or like an idol or a mentor like in comedy, it was that guy. He's so fucking good.
He's like Don Rickles, where he's just like pure fun. He's like everything he says is funny. Like he's pure. He's not
Also,
even really
one of
like
the most
jokes or
intelligent
anything.
people I've ever met. Like
Yeah.
when I
All
moved out to
right.
Arizona, I would get drunk and like tell people his bits, be like, and be, this is this guy Joe McMahon I know, he's the funniest person. And like people would be like beside themselves laughing, and I would like show them clips. Like, yeah, he's the funniest comic that nobody knows about. So I hope he pops. We deserve
Me
it.
too. He did New Faces
Yeah,
back in the day, so he always has. There's momentum there still. We
he's
we
gotten to
believe
the
in you.
doorstep.
We
Yeah,
believe in you, Big Joe. Come on the show whenever you
this.
want. He can talk about. I
Oh,
know he used to.
we
And
gotta
also,
have.
he loves ball too. He used to do the Fins
He's
report after because he's
yeah,
a
he's a
big
huge
Dolphins
Dolphins
fan.
fan. That
I
might be
used to.
hard for you.
Well, no, I was. I said. I'm sure he would almost agree with pretty much everything I say about the Dolphins. The
I would
Dolphins
love to hear
fans.
him talk about Mike McDaniel. We should
Yeah.
get him
Oh
on here
my
for 10 minutes.
God. We
God.
really should.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
I'll try to. I'll hit him up on Instagram.
Um. All right. Eagles Packers was the Monday night game last
Oh
week. It
yeah.
was a kind of a rock fight. The week started and ended with two atrocious 10-7 games that involved both of our teams. They both came out on top, but kind of both the Eagles and Broncos fans are coming out of the game being like, "Yikes, that was fucking bad." At least
Yeah.
we're winning. At least we're on top of our respective divisions. But holy shit,
Anthony,
something needs to happen with the offense.
this game was like, have you ever taken like a dehydrated shit Like your like body is so dehydrated, and you take a shit and it hurts, and you work real hard, and then you look at the result and you're like, "That's it." That's what this felt like to me.
Yeah, it's like such a small turd that it's like floated down the little pipe, sort of, and you can barely even see any part of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's like
sucks.
little
I hate
rabbit
that.
poops, and you're like, "Oh, my body's pathetic. Do I have cancer? Uh, I gotta go get my liver enzymes checked or something." Um,
Yeah.
I do want to say my favorite part of this game was right before kickoff. My kid was watching like Baby Shark or like Coraline. I think she was watching Coraline. She's obsessed with Coraline right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she loves Boss Baby and Coraline right now.
Nice.
So she's watching Coraline for like the 11th time, which is like the bleakest fucking movie in the world. And like I've tried to explain to her that like, hey, Daddy can't watch this movie all the time because it makes him feel sad. Um, because I grew up like you. I grew up with parents that loved me, so I can't relate to this. And it's hard for me to see child neglect. Um, but I was like, hey, sweetie, I gotta turn this off, unfortunately, and put football on. And she was going, no football, Coraline. And I was like, yeah, honey, it's Monday Night Football, and it's the Eagles, the Birds are playing. And she just stopped her protest, like took a second or two to consider that, and goes like, oh yeah, okay. Like her like reaction was like, oh, of course, yeah, no, well, you should have led with that. And then like I turned the game on, and she started yelling, "Go Birds!" But it was so great. That was my favorite part of the game by far.
Yeah.
And then second favorite is, the pass rush led by Jalen Phillips. Love this guy. Love that they were rushing him from the inside because he's such a big freak that you can line him up against like center guard or inside the tackle, and you can still make some noise. Like rushing from the interior. Nolan Smith was back. He looked good. Moro Ojomo continues his ascension. Um, what a player he's developing into. I love like it's like the clip everyone's seen now, but like he's been doing shit like this all year when he
Calling out
called out
plays.
that the zone run.
Yeah.
And it's not like I do want to say like being a fan of a team that has a very predictable offense, and like the Packers suffer from that too. Like it's not like the biggest achievement in the world. Like we're like that too. It's just I think like in a game where it's like the only game and like the contested two good teams, it's going to get more attention and carry a little more weight. That he did that, but I feel really good about this defense, and that was my takeaway. And I'm happy this team is 7-2. I'm tired of running the ball on third and long. I
Mhm.
don't know why we can't. Like we run on first down more than any other team. On like first and second down, we run more than any other team. I don't understand why we can't just manufacture touches to AJ Brown and Devonta Smith early. It seems like you could be run a dig, run a curl, run a slant. You can be getting him the ball. You can be getting him 5 touches in the first 2 or 3 drives. That's not a problem. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It's really fucking frustrating. I think the team just needs to accept the fact that we're not going to be able to run the ball like we did last year. But we have the power. We have the technology to be an insanely good passing team.
Yeah.
We
Is
just
it
have to
like
commit to it. Like we've seen it. We've seen it the last 2 to 3 games. Like there is proof of concept recently, and enough of it that like we can have Jalen Hurts throw for 300 yards a game and dominate on defense, and that is a winning combination. And I think Jalen likes to play very conservative, like turnover reverse football, and that's kind of Nick Sirianni's default too. So I think that his influence on the offense is creating a lot of this. At the same time, we're 7-2. We're winning how we need to win. If it becomes a problem in January and we fucking lose in the playoffs because of it, yeah, that sucks ass. And like then that's a different conversation for a different time. Um, AJ Brown was unhappy last year when he was getting the ball. He's always unhappy. He was unhappy this year when he was getting the ball and we were winning. Um, I think he's just upset that he's not like big fish in a small pond and that he's not like the face of the franchise. Like he just seems like a narcissist. And he's moody and whiny. And like I am done being an AJ Brown defender. I never really was that big of a one in the first place. Um, I am of the opinion that our quarterback has, and that is as long as you score one more point than the other team and you win the
I don't,
game, that is all that fucking matters.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like a win is the whole point of this thing, and a championship is the whole ultimate point of this thing. That's what I believe. So other people don't believe that, and um, to me, it kind of seems like conduct detrimental. The way he's behaving, it sucks and it's disappointing. And I've said this before in this show, like, all right, we'll fucking trade you to the Raiders, have fun. You can have a 1,500 yard, like
You
13
want
touchdown catch season. You can get your all pros, like make your mark on the game. You got your ring, you got your money. Like it's just so like disappointing to see a grown man behaving like that when your team is winning, and to just look around and want what everyone else has. And like, look, I understand you're a competitor. I could not imagine what it's like to be that naturally gifted and to be one of the best athletes in the world in one of the most popular sports, and to feel like, I only have X amount of time to do this and I want to do it. But you have to step outside of yourself a little bit. It's a team game. It's the ultimate team sport, and your team is winning, and that should be enough. And for people who that's not enough, that's not really a person I want to be around. And that's kind of all I have to say about that. It's fucking disappointing, but it's been going on for years. He's acted like this since he's gotten here. I think it's just a little louder because like this team is very relevant, coming off a Super Bowl win. Um, and we'll see what happens. Like, I think against the Lions, we will have a pass heavy attack. We've seen this team do this before. I just hope there can be some consistency there. Um, Sirianni's whole thing is morphing his game plan to fit a matchup. That's what he's very good at. And I think we're seeing that to like a very intense degree this year. And we're getting a result that is unsavory in an era of gambling and fantasy sports. But the result is wins. And I don't care about all the noise. I don't care about the storylines necessarily. I just want to keep winning and having a good time. And then we can deal with the personalities after the fact. As like who is the best team in the NFC, I think I still got to put the Eagles on top because of what their offense is capable of doing and the talent on their offense. Like you can never discredit that. And now that we've brought Jalen Phillips in, Nolan Smith is healthy. We're having we've Brandon Graham back in the building. Um, we're winning by rushing four again. We're not scheming weird blitzes with linebackers all the time. Like this defense has like really found its form and it looks fucking great. And as long as it stays healthy, I expect a nice little run to the Super Bowl, hopefully. Um, I think that the Packers will figure the shit out on offense. Matt LaFleur is a genius when it comes to play calling and play design. They have a very good defense. They have the best pass rusher in the game, arguably. Um, it was a bad night for both offenses.
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fun little rematch in the divisional round or even the conference championship game between these two
Ooh.
teams. I still think between those two teams, they're both top three teams in the NFC right now. My top three right now is going to be Philly, unfortunately, Detroit, then the Packers.
Yeah, and we might see, I have a feeling we're gonna get a big bounce back game from the Packers against the
Oh,
Giants
absolutely.
Sunday. And then they have kind of a tough schedule after that. The Vikings, they haven't played the Bears one time yet. They haven't played the Vikings one time yet. And they already
Speaking of the
lost to the
Bears,
Lions.
they're going to be a spicy little playoff team, man. They're going to be that like cliche team that, hey, I wouldn't want to run into these guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what they're kind of
They're
turning
good.
into, especially with
Yeah,
the improved defense. Some guys
yeah.
coming,
Caleb
some
Williams,
reinforcements coming back. The Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson movement going
Caleb
forward
Williams is they them.
instead of him. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's making people look stupid out there. He's made that couple
he's a
of
fucking
long
boss, dude.
running attempts that he did in the game
And he's
against the
throwing the
Giants
ball
was
better
pretty
every
exciting.
fucking game, and he's finding ways to win, and like that's huge, and like that's
And
what you want out of a quarterback.
based on some of Ben Johnson's comments this past couple of weeks, especially last week, it seems like they kind of have the relationship that you almost kind of think that Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love had or have or should have. That Ben Johnson's this like expert play caller guy, but he's admitted like sometimes I don't call a good play or I miss something, and Caleb changes it and makes me, he jokingly says like makes me look like a genius because he does something that's crazy and works, even though it wasn't the plan. But he like empowers him to do that, and it sets up the offense in a way that where it's like, all right, here's your two or three options from me, and then you can go to your little Caleb hot reads if you want to on any given play, especially in crunch time when they're in these 2 minute drills or in gotta have it moments. They go up tempo a lot. I've noticed and do these wacky trick plays where they've got Tyson Bagent in the game doing tossing it back to the wide receiver and throwing it to Caleb or whatever the fuck. Like it's a fun offense. It's
It's
the
a really
funnest
fun
Bears
offense,
offense
man.
in years.
It's cool. It's made me like the Bears, and I thought I would never say that. Good for them.
Now
They
I'm
really
looking
got
at
something there.
there's going to be a 3 week stretch coming up here in the Packers offense. It's going to be quite a fun time in my household. It's December 7th, Bears at Packers. The next week, Packers at Broncos, and the week after that, Packers at Bears. So it's going to be
Ooh, don't forget Bears Eagles on Black Friday. Sorry, on Black Friday.
Shopping Friday on Amazon Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Amazon Friday, Bezos Friday.
coming
Spend
down
all your
into the
money.
kind of my favorite part of the season here, coming up with getting into the NFL
Ooh.
playoffs. Do you want to
Hey, can I
discuss
tell you?
too
Let
the?
me tell you
Oh,
something.
God. Yeah, yeah.
So my family, we're doing our own Thanksgiving this year. It's just
Cool.
just gonna do the three of us, me, my wife, my daughter.
Hmm.
We've had a long year, um, and we're just gonna give each other our time and energy on Thanksgiving, and
Hmm.
like not worry about being at a certain place at a certain time, making sure certain people are happy. Like, and if none of it is personal. Like, we just want to focus all our efforts and love on each other. And so we're gonna do Thanksgiving at our house and like not have any guests, and like we're gonna do like the traditional sides, but Daddy's gonna make a turkey meatloaf instead of a turkey. Isn't that fun?
That's fun. I love turkey. Turkey is such an underutilized meat.
Yeah, it really is. And like I like a turkey. I was gonna do like a beef burgundy or a pot roast, but then yesterday I got the idea turkey meatloaf, man. It's right there. So that's what we'll be doing. And then we're
That's
gonna have some football action. We'll watch the
mouth
parade. We'll
watering.
go to the park. I'm actually excited for Thanksgiving now.
That's awesome.
Because I was not thinking I'd have to be traveling and seeing family and stuff. It's just always too much.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
like being at home on a holiday. It's my day off. Like, let me enjoy it.
As we get older, it starts to become. When you're a kid, it's like, yay, candy, presents. But when you're older, it's like, and gotta change
Yeah,
that up however you can. So shout out to you for doing that.
absolute.
And while you protect your peace with your family, the Patriots have been protecting the number one spot in the AFC East for a
Yeah, man.
few weeks now. And, it started off as kind of like, maybe we thought it was maybe a little bit fluky or it would things would return to the norm, but it's really not funny or cute anymore. And the Patriots are 9-2 after a win last night against the Jets on Thursday Night
Yeah.
Football, which
Drake
I'm
May
sure
looking good.
those aren't going to count in the picks, but I'm sure both of us would have picked the Patriots easily. And they're now 9-2, the best record in the entire fucking league. They've got a stranglehold on the number one seed. They have a game in hand over the Bills, who are still the betting favorites to win the AFC East somehow. And you could say that they've had an easy schedule, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, time's running out, dude. Like, if you're the Bills or if you're one of these other, if you're the Chiefs or Ravens who thought you were gonna just be able to sleepwalk into the number one seed, you're gonna have to deal with these Patriots, like it or not. They don't. They haven't had a very hard schedule to begin with, and the rest of their schedules is not hard going out. Like let's just the teams. Let's go through it. Week 1, they lost to the Raiders. Weird. Week 2, they beat the Dolphins. Dolphins were sucked at that point. They lost to the Steelers week 3. They destroyed the Panthers week 4. They beat the Bills week 5. They beat the Saints week 6. They beat the Titans, Browns, Falcons, and then the Buccaneers, who were dealing with a lot of injuries, and then the Jets. So their two best wins, you could say, the Buccaneers and the Bills. But the Bills have had their trouble with teams already this season, and the Buccaneers were dealing with a lot of injuries and have sort of regressed from the beginning of the season. So I I don't know. I keep like last night I kept joking with Mary because the Jets are so bad. I kept being like, the Jets need to put them in their place. The Jets need to someone needs to put an end to this ridiculousness. Come on, Jets, do it. And of
Yeah, it's
course
Rob Dudek's ridiculousness.
they were never gonna fucking do it. But somebody needs to do something about this because it's annoying. I don't like that the Patriots are good, even though we discussed that earlier that all the remnants of the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era are pretty much
Yeah,
gone, except for Robert Kraft and Josh
yeah.
McDaniels,
Robert
and so
Handjob Craft.
Mr. Massage, him and Gronkowski. I don't know. Maybe we're going to get a massage afterwards. Cardi B was hanging out with Robert Kraft the other week too because she's dating Stephon Diggs. Big mistake. That is
Yeah,
going to end in
Stephon
in
Diggs is just
heartbreak.
like catching touchdowns and getting everyone pregnant. Kind of his thing. I think he has like a pregnancy fetish. It seems like a breeding fetish.
Ew.
It's what
Ew.
it seems like,
Just
dude.
calling it breeding is gross. But it is a
It's very
thing.
racist.
Uh, but yeah, and then the remaining schedule, the Patriots, at Bengals, Giants, Bills, who they've already beat, at Ravens, who are not really, you know, the old Ravens, at Jets, and then Dolphins again. So
Yeah, maybe they lose to the Bills and that's it.
maybe then they're what 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. They have 4. Are the Patriots a 14-win team? No, please, God damn it. The Patriots and Colts are at the top of the AFC, folks.
Like it's
The recession is
2007.
the recession is coming, okay?
Good
It's
Lord.
oh my
I think it's kind
god.
of cool, man. I like it. Like, I mean, we're talking about like a whole new generation of both franchises that were good and like our childhood and our young adulthood and like, um, I don't know. At least it's not the fucking Chiefs. Like,
Yeah, this is not the Dolphins.
dude, like I don't know. I like it, and like I think that like maybe the Patriots are a 13-win team because they're resting starters, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but also it's like the second that they face like a talented team in the playoffs, they're going to probably lose, or maybe not. I
Uh,
don't know. Maybe
I
they
don't
are
know.
good, but yeah,
I don't know,
they're
but who are
they're
these
beating up
quote unquote
on
talented teams that we might that we're talking about? The Bills, they already beat the Bills. The Ravens, the Chiefs, the
um
Broncos,
the
the Patriots could beat
Colts.
the Colts. The Patriots could beat any of those teams, I think.
I
Like I hate
I,
like
I
can you
think
believe that?
I think the Colts run all over that Pats D. Um,
Okay. But they do have the isn't that their almost their whole identity kind of is that they have an extremely good run defense? The
yeah, but
Patriots?
I think that when you put the Colts O line, and then you are starting like a running back that's having like a generational season, like he looks
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly to me better than Saquon looked last year. Um, and I don't say that lightly because you know, um, amphetamine abuse and flirting with authoritarianism beside, I still love that guy. Um, yeah, I think that like they have one of the best run blocking O lines, and they have like an incredible fucking running back who can carry this team as we've seen. You know, like
Yeah.
Europe games are always weird. He wins in that game. This running game clearly travels. Um, and then Daniel Jones he mixes it up. He's spicy. Like the dude can be a baller. Like, and they have some underrated weapons for him to throw to. And he's behind a good O line. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the Colts are the best team in the AFC. Maybe not record wise right now, and maybe they've had a couple shaky performances recently, but
I'm off a win.
they're my favorite um, for the Super Bowl in the AFC, and also like I think if you have Mahomes in the offseason or in the postseason, like you never, it's like the whole Tom Brady cliche. Like I'm not betting against Mahomes in the playoffs.
No,
So if
no.
it's Chiefs Pats, even if
And we
it's at
can
Gillette Stadium, yeah, I think Mahomes in playoff mode and like with the talent at receiver and like um Kelsey,
Spags.
I don't think Kelsey's been playing at 100% all year.
No, no.
I think he's gonna turn it on in the playoffs. I
Oh
know
yeah.
they've had
Oh yeah.
injuries on their O line, but they're getting guys back now. Their defense is like underwhelming, and that's fine. Spags is really good at scheming things, especially in the playoffs. Like that doesn't worry me.
Yeah.
Um, I know I've talked a lot of shit about Herbert in the playoffs, but also like the way he's been playing this season, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers beat the Patriots in the playoffs, just like behind like a really awesome Justin Herbert game, especially because like look how like the pass catchers are coming alive now between Aronde Gadsden, Lad McConkey, little sailor boy with an oversized lollipop, is kind of like picked it up the last few weeks. Um, Quentin Johnston is awesome now. Keenan Allen is very old and still productive. They're going to get Omarion back. Like, I don't know, man. Like, yes, like who are the good teams in the AFC? Like, I think there are a lot of teams with very talent with groups of very talented players, and when you put them together in like a high leverage situation, it's going to make for like really fun, unpredictable football. And we're probably not going to have the Texans. The Texans, like the Broncos, are going to be the Texans. They're going to get the Texans wild card like Saturday game this year, and they have an awesome defense. And in the playoffs, awesome defense is what matters. Um, yeah, I think the Broncos can beat the Pats with their defense alone.
Whoa!
Absolutely,
Love.
yes. So fuck the Pats. Like, yes, I kind of like Drake May because he seems like a charming, handsome guy. But then you hear him talk, and his accent sounds like a guy that gets mad that like women's sports is getting mainstream media attention. So like I don't know how to feel about that guy. But you know what? I think they have a very good coach. They have a fun team. But like, what your best receiver is fucking 32-year-old Stephon Diggs. He's gonna get hurt at some point. And like Hunter Henry, like remember when we were all waiting for Hunter Henry to like be good, and it's just never happened. He's always been like mid or whatever. Yeah, the AFC is weird and bad, but like from like a record context, but get them in the playoffs, and like you have a whole lot of chaos that's going to go down, and it's going to be fun as shit.
What do you say
Same thing is
we?
kind of true with the AFC. There's so much variance. There's so much like all these teams are so high variance week in and week out. Like this is going to be a really fun playoffs.
What do you say we?
Our old gods are dead, brother.
Get the old gods are get. The old world is dying, and the new world is yearning to be born.
And woke is back, and it is once again cool to be gay.
Woke
And
is
I like that.
back. Woke
I
is
like that. I
back.
want to
Have your
create a world
pronouns on my
and keep
desk by
people
Friday.
safe. Yeah. I want to know your
Um,
pronouns. I want to know your sign. I want to know your rising moon, brother.
Your births, yeah, your birth
I want you to
charts.
know it's okay if you paint your toenails and you're a male. That's
You're gonna
fine.
need to. We're gonna when Zoran Mamdani wins the presidency against the rules of the Constitution in 2030. We're gonna have roaming federal troops demanding to see your papers, but instead of your immigration papers, we mean your star chart. And
Well,
if you have a bad rising moon, you're getting sent to the gulag. Okay.
yep. And Gen Z, they better brush up on their literacy because we're going to be forced to read the Quran when he's president. All right. And we'll be better for it. The 5 pillars, brother, and all 5 of them are good.
And then we're not talking about and hip hop too. 5 pillars of hip hop as well. Islam and hip hop.
5 pillars. Ooh, I'm not that hungry.
Uh, um. So Sunday's action will begin. Of course, we missed the Thursday night game. We both would have picked the Patriots, but that won't count against our record probably. But
I always pick the Patriots to win. Just look around the country. I see Patriots
the,
winning
the,
every day.
the Patriots are in control of the AFC East. Commanders at Dolphins will be. I believe this will be the final Europe game of the season from
Oof.
Madrid. I really have a hard time believing that people in
Fins.
Spain give a shit about the NFL, but we'll see.
I don't know. The Dolphins have a very European color scheme, so
You're going Fins?
Yeah, I'm not picking the Commanders. Fuck them.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
sorry, you're not playing in Trump Stadium this Sunday, guys.
No,
the
Dolphins are
España.
The Dolphins are sort of on a heater right now, and they might be people's sort of like fun little hipster team. They do sort of have a path in the AFC. Technically, I've been hearing some little rumblings of that, but
Same here. It's awesome. I like Mike McDaniel now. He's sober. He's living in recovery. I didn't know that, and it makes me like him, Anthony.
Who?
Mike McDaniel. He's sober. He lives in recovery, and he hasn't relapsed. he hasn't. That's fine. I did that. It didn't work for me. But if he's not touching like narcotics or
The
alcohol, I
bad
think
stuff,
alcohol
yeah.
was his big problem.
Mm.
Um, Good for him. I love that. I'm happy for him and all the stress he's under. I'm rooting for the guy now. I have to. He's my brother. He knows what it's
Well,
like to suffer the way I do.
I'm
I
picking the
cannot root against him.
Commanders. I think it's all coming crashing down. Um, and I think the Dolphins go on a little siesta for the rest of the season on that.
Hey, that's pretty
Uh,
good little sangria for you, but not for Mike.
not sangria. No, he'll
He
have
just gets
a
the juice.
just a
Yeah,
Lacroix or a Topo if he
he
gets
gets a
to have it.
cranberry juice with an orange slice in it, and he can pretend.
Um, Packers at Giants.
Ooh, Packers.
This has got to
If
be
Jackson Dart was
Packers.
playing, I might say Giants, but it's got to be Packers. The Giants are in chaos mode. They're tanking. Um, their big shiny fat coach is gone.
For me, time's kind of running out for me and the Packers though. I've been willing to be like after some of their bad performances, like, all right, well they're gonna turn it on and go on a run here, but they're kind of running out of time, and I think the walls are beginning to close in on LaFleur slightly. I don't think he's. This is kind of what happened to Kyle Shanahan a couple years ago, where things started getting a little bit. There started to be some little rumblings about him, and then he turned it. This season they've been great. So we'll see if that will begin with LaFleur. I hope for David's sake that the Packers can in this game can be like, oh wait, yeah, we're actually a really good football team. Can you guys be serious now? Because their defense looked good too against the Eagles. Very good.
Yeah, they have a
So
good
yeah,
defense, objectively. Except Micah
we're
Parsons didn't do very well against them, which is hilarious. He's
we're
such a bitch.
doing we're both voting Packers in that one. Texans at Titans, AFC tilt. Texans coming off
Yeah,
a miraculous win against the Jaguars where they scored 26 points in the fourth quarter
yeah,
and
the
made that British
Jaguars.
guy they made that British guy who dresses up like a Jaguar and watched the games really mad. That was
That
funny.
was so good. That guy's such a weird pervert. He has one of
He,
those suits with a little circle cut out in the crotch. You know it.
oh yeah, there's some other stuff going on with how that's way too much.
Yeah, he has a
There,
suit where he can
there,
pull it
there-
out.
there's no way he's just like a regular fan. But shout out to him. We love him. He's a friend of the show. I am gonna go Texans here. I think.
Yeah, I'm going Texans too. Yeah, the Titans being my pet team lasted like 2 weeks, and then I realized they're so dysfunctional and their fan base is so stupid and delusional, and like they're still talking like shit about Mike Vrabel because that's all they really have going for them. Um, is I had to let go of it. I still really like Cam Ward though, and I think the future is bright for that young man if he gets into a competent situation. And
Do
it's
you
cool because
think?
other people see it too. It's not just me being overzealous.
Yeah, Cam Ward's worth the price of admission. Alone.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
do
Literally,
you?
in my experience, yes.
Yeah, he was worth the $14 whatever it took for you to see him at Glendale. But uh, do you think if the what happens if they secure the number one overall pick again? Right, they got to trade it or something or what or pick like a defensive guy because that's what it looks like is going to happen. Is that they're going to get the number one pick for the second year in a row, which is pretty bad. The Titans, I mean. What do you think?
I don't know what they would do. I think like the smart money says trade it, but then again, it's the Titans. I don't know. They clearly like I think picked like the best quarterback option. But yeah, they need capital. Like they need skill positions. They need every position on defense except for starting defensive tackle. L'Jarius Sneed just got arrested for a shooting.
Oh
Um,
Lord, no.
yeah. Um, They need an offensive line really bad. They need fucking everything, man. So if they get the number one overall pick and there's not like a generational like tackle or edge, because you have a quarterback, so the next most important positions are edge and tackle. If there's not one of those players worth the number one pick, and you can trade back and still stay in position to get a player at one of those two positions, um, you you absolutely
You should do it.
I don't know.
Panthers at Falcons.
Ooh, I
The
keep
Uggo
picking the
Bowl.
Falcons, and they keep losing. Are the Falcons like eliminated from playoff contention yet? Probably not, right? They're probably like
Um,
5-4. I quit paying attention to them after Michael Penis like started being boring. I
they're
like I
three
really
and
believed in him.
they're three
Oh
and
yeah, they're really
six.
bad.
The
Um,
Panthers are 5-5.
yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers, man. The
Panthers.
Panthers are kind of who I thought the Panthers are who I thought the Falcons were
Saints.
gonna be.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers for sure.
I mean, there's sort of two bizarro things going on right here in this game is that it's an NFC South matchup and it involves the Falcons, so it is even more unpredictable than a normal game, doubly more unpredictable. So I'm gonna go Falcons, just because I feel like they're such a fucked up team. They never win the games you think they're gonna win, and then they lose the games that you think they should win. So, and it's division matchup. These teams know each other. Things get weird. I'm going Falcons.
Okay, Dirty Birds.
Michael Penis. Bring it home.
Bring me a dream.
Bears, bring me a dream. Michael Penis. Bring me a dream. Bears at Vikings.
Bears.
Wow.
I'm
That
not a
was that.
Vikings believer.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't buy JJ. I'd rather see JJ from Coco Melon under center. Honestly, he'd get a better
What?
result. Um, the little Coco Melon baby.
No.
His name's JJ.
I know JJ the jet plane.
Well, he would also be a better
Talking
quarterback
about talking about little
JJ
kid stuff.
McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm going Bears too. I think JJ McCarthy is snake oil, and I'm kind of starting to think Kevin O'Connell's a little bit of snake oil too. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I felt like he was exposed in the whole Carson Wentz fiasco.
Yeah. Like I think the coach of the year curse is maybe coming for him pretty soon here.
Hell yeah, it is.
And
And then maybe he'll be the Eagles OC in 2 years.
I'm not enjoying the Vikings experience so far. I was willing to give them a shot, and then they got JJ McCarthy and they kind of pissed me off. So
Yeah,
they're down
I
on
was
that
having
one.
fun when like Carson Wentz was like, oh, damn, never mind. And now he's probably just done. He's gonna retire.
Chargers at Jaguars. Rematch of that playoff game that the Chargers
Chargers,
just fucking blew.
Chargers,
I think Chargers fans and the Chargers team definitely still remembers that and wants revenge a little bit.
Charge
Yeah,
our
I'm
banks,
I'm gonna go Chargies too. I
charge it
can't
up, baby.
I
It's
kind of don't.
Charger in time.
These are two teams that I sort of have trouble buying into because I just think Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, he's almost in Kyler Murray territory with me, where I'm like, dude, enough. No, just stop. I'm done with this guy. Just get him out of here. And the Chargers, with their offensive line injuries, specifically Joe Alt, you would think that it puts them in a bad position, but it turns out Justin Herbert can still fucking give you a win throwing the ball all over, like a million times a game. So I don't think that's going to work in the playoffs, but it will work against the Jaguars, who just lost Travis Hunter for the season, which sucks. We didn't talk about that. Oops. Or was that happened last week? But yeah, that does suck. But yeah, Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers for sure.
Buccaneers at Bills.
Oh, I'm gonna go Bills.
Yeah. These are two teams that are having a little bit of trouble recently, but yeah, I'm gonna go Bills too. If the Bills lose this one, oh brother, we're gonna have problems. Bengals at Steelers. One of Joe Bengals. The last game one of the last games we're gonna play without Joe Burrow. I meant to say. I will. God damn. I just can't trust the Bengals. The Steelers fucking piss me off. I feel like they're gonna eke this one out. I'll go Steelers here.
I'm
Get it?
gonna go Steelers.
Cardinals at Niner or sorry, Niners at Cardinals.
Oh, Niners.
Oh no, you hate the Niners though.
I know, but I also like the Cardinals. Just gross me out. If I'm being honest with you, at this point, I'm so sick of them. Pathetic franchise, pathetic fans, like I've been saying all along. Um, Kyler Murray's going to be the quarterback for like the Jets next year, and it's going to be even worse for him. Or he goes to Minnesota and thrives, and Kevin O'Connell is saved. And there's
Uh,
either or like the Steelers. Like we'll see. I do think he's a legitimate quarterback. I just don't think he works. He worked with Kingsbury. I think you get him into a system, like get him with a McVay guy, and you'll have a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I don't like the Cardinals one bit. I don't. They give me icky vibes.
okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I put these picks in the wrong spot. Let me just cut. Excuse me 1 moment. Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers too. This will be Brock Purdy's first game back. Cardinals. I mean, the Brissett thing is it's fun, but it really just exists as an example of like how Murray's not working. And Marvin Harris is going to be out with fucking appendicitis randomly, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's not nothing good that was going to happen about that. The next game, yeah, so Niners for me. Next game is being described as sort of like the game of the week, and people are really excited about this one. Seahawks at Rams. This is
Oh,
a meeting of a couple of NFC heavyweights.
yeah.
Um,
The Seahawks are really good. But I don't know, man. They have a really, really good defense, and like that Rams offense is nice. So
I'm going Rams for this one.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. I don't really like the Rams for many different reasons. I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of their big chiclet tooth loser with a sunken face quarterback who like had us convinced he couldn't walk this offseason and now he's fine. Like
Now he's an
just
MVP candidate.
yeah, just an attention whore. Like get
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah. The veneers and the skin and the Botox is just disturbing with Matthew Stafford. But I am gonna go with the Rams in this one. They assert their dominance. I think it's a high scoring game. I think they win a close game, and I don't think they're gonna the Seahawks are gonna get destroyed. But I think the Rams come out on top. Chiefs at Broncos. I'm really worried that the Broncos are going to get exposed in this one. The offense, as we've long chronicled on this podcast, the Broncos offense has just been really fucking bad this past few weeks. Even though they're winning these games, it just continues to be a storyline, and I'm worried. I'm worried if things come crashing down. In this game, I expect them. You know, after this game, they have the bye week. This is famously the after the Raiders game, they were talking about how the Broncos only have one game in the next 23 days because they have a week 12 is their bye week. So I think they're gonna get their shit rocked in this one, and then they're gonna come out of the bye week with hopefully the offense figured out, or at least more figured out. Also, J.K. Simmons is gonna be playing in this game, so yeah, I got to go Chiefs, unfortunately.
Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs
Yeah,
believer. Yeah, I mean, not like by like choice, but just like I just think that's the reality of the situation. I think that they're not as good as they used to be, and they were like they're 5-1 team for a reason. And it's been like really fun to watch them underperform and like the sky kind of fall on Chiefs fans. But this weekend, I'm picking Chiefs.
yeah. Yeah, they're still a good team, and they're still going to be a problem in the playoffs. They just don't have they kind of have to win this game considering their record that they've already lost to the Chargers. So they're going to be certainly motivated to win this game, and they will. We're both predicting. Ravens at Browns. Ravens. I mean,
Actually, can I change my pick?
what to the Broncos?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Broncos. Sorry, I got really lost in thought there. Um, I'm gonna pick Broncos. Fuck it.
Wow.
It's in Denver. That pass rush is coming. Um, I really like Zach Allen and Nick Bonito. Is Sertain playing?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Either way, like a team that can get interior pressure really fucks with Mahomes, and it's at home. So I'm taking the Broncos.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. Pat Surtain
Me too.
was out of practice. I'm seeing here too, so he's probably not going to play. Ravens at Browns. What do you think? I'm going Ravens. The Browns aren't even worth discussing in a real way. They're so stupid. They keep going until why not just put Shador in? It's going to get harder and harder to justify not having Shador in.
I'm gonna go Ravens. Yeah, you're
Really?
gonna.
Wait.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna go Ravens.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Shador's gonna get some like shitty mop up duty like later in the season.
So now this is the Sunday night game: Lions at Eagles.
Birds,
Gotta go
and that's
Birds
all I gotta
here.
say.
Yeah.
Birds.
It's a double Birds for us. Yep. No need to elaborate. We're both going Birds here, and then the Monday night game: Cowboys at Raiders. Oh brother, that
Ooh,
sucks.
unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say the Cowboys, and it
Really?
pains me to say that. Yeah, I'm not picking the Raiders.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. I'm going Cowboys too. The Raiders are one of those teams. It's in fantasy terms. Like if you're looking for someone to pick up, like they're one of those teams I'm completely avoiding. Like Geno Smith, you're not Josh Jacobs. Just nobody associated with the Raiders. They're having one of the worst nightmare seasons of anyone right now. So they're kind of untouchable for me. Cowboys. Let's see what you got. Well, folks, that's our program for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Like and subscribe and comment if you ever want to hear us talk about something that you
Send
do.
us a threatening email and we'll read it.
Yeah, find out our addresses and sit outside our houses and make really just make us really uncomfortable. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do something and engage with us somehow. If
Don't
you
really
listen to the show
don't
regularly,
don't really do that.
um,
But do give us a comment.
there's like an Instagram. Yeah, if you could rate us on our pod, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
We have an
give us a rate.
Instagram that we don't really interact with much because we're both men in our 30s. So let's be real here.
We're
Yeah,
gonna get that picked up though. I'm sorry about that, folks.
no, I mean I get it's just as much my fault, my responsibility. But yeah, I don't know. Shoot us a DM on that if you listen to the show. I believe it's at Forced Takeaways Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me triple check here. That's how little I engage with it. You're really seeing how the sausage is made. Yeah, no, it's at Forced Takeaways. Real simple. At Forced Takeaways on Instagram. Um, Shoot us a DM and let us know you appreciate the show, and we'll give you a shout out or do something for you. We'll send you a T-shirt. We don't have like merch, but I've been purging my closet. I'll send you one of my personal shirts.
Yeah, we'll just send you
Um,
one of our shirts that we don't want anymore that don't fit
yeah,
us
and like
if you want it. I have a White
I
Sox
know
2005 champion shirt that has all the players' names on it that I kind of
that's
don't fit
cool.
into. If you guys want that, hit me up.
That is sick. I like that. Yeah. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff too. I got some band shirts I'm gonna keep, but some I'm getting rid of. Um, and despite
And
what you might think, that I actually do smell good. My clothes smell good. Um, I'm a pretty clean guy.
and
Um,
conversely, if anyone out there has a Slayer shirt, send that to me
yeah,
because that's
let's get this guy a Slayer shirt.
that's one of my most beloved shirts that I lost over the years that I wish I had back. Even though Slayer does kind of have Nazi vibes, I guess kind of. Maybe I shouldn't wear that, but their logo is really cool looking.
I think it's fine enough. Like
You
they
think it's
like,
fine? You think we
yeah,
can
I
take
think,
it back?
yeah, I think it's like,
You have to be a pretty online metal nerd to even know about that. Like most people are just gonna see Slayer and not even know it's a band. They're just gonna think it's a
yeah,
clothing brand or
Slayer
just a
like the the views of like the band are like heavily outweighed by like the legacy of what Slayer is. Slayer's like universally beloved. Um,
yeah.
yeah, dude, you'd be fine wearing Slayer shirt.
Okay,
Fine,
thank you.
whatever. It's not
I
like you're
needed
wearing a
that.
fucking screwdriver shirt. That's like an actual Nazi band. But you'd be fine. Or like even like
Yeah.
Megadeth, like Mustaine is like getting more and more MAGA, so like I don't really wear my Megadeth shit out anymore just because fuck Mustaine. But like
Nah.
Megadeth still rocks. Like, there's still there's still tracks I bang for sure. But yeah, I think he'd be fine in a Slayer shirt.
I listen to Rust in Peace like twice a year,
Yeah, dude.
or even maybe
There's,
like more than that.
like the first 3 or 4 albums are all like very legendary, and I've seen them live
Classics.
a couple times.
Untouchable. Wow,
And
really?
it's
I saw him
fun.
live once.
Oh yeah. One time, me and
I
Dan
saw-
Miller went to Comic Con because we were both unemployed and got free passes from the comic book shop we ran Wet Cash at.
Oh
And
yeah!
the day
Wow.
we went, Dave Mustaine was like giving a talk about some Megadeth comic, and like I don't know if he'd want me saying this. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say, but like we just couldn't stop laughing at Dave Mustaine. It's so funny to see him in person. And we were just like in the second row, just like I'm like it was like one of those things where like we were both laughing, and then like we noticed each other laughing, and that made it harder to like not laugh. And like Mustaine like clearly picked up on it a little bit and was like annoyed in our direction. It was just so funny seeing him, man.
Wow, your
And
interaction with a rock legend.
he made
Thrash
like
metal
he
legend.
was. They asked him a question about his creative process and comic books in relation to comic books, just like a real softball question to kind of like promote this like Megadeth comic. And he of course started talking about Metallica and Cliff Burton and like how they stole from him. And like I was like, oh my, and I'm like, yeah, I just lost it. It was so funny. He's everything you'd think he was. But yeah, so we'll send you shit. But I actually will send you some stuff. I got plenty of it.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
so yeah,
It's anything.
drop us a line. Yeah, drop us a line. We also have an email if you want to send us an email. Our email is, hold on, I have it in my notes app. Got a lot of stuff in my notes app here. Where are we? I'm gonna have to search.
We'll play the show out with Megadeth this week. I don't want to get hit with a fine again, actually, or not a fine,
It's
but a copyright notice.
forcedtakeaways@gmail.com. Real easy. So it's either at Forced Takeaways on Instagram or forcedtakeaways@gmail.com.
That's right.
Just reach out. Let us know that you like it. If anyone likes this, let us know.
All right.
Okay.
Signing off for today. See you, folks.
Half
One
marathon
more
tomorrow. Half marathon tomorrow in Tucson. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I've really been preparing, and I think I got a little fatter.
Let's cheer on our boy. He's going to get on the podium. Is there a podium?
Yeah, there's a podium, but there's going to be like professional runners here. It's like a Garmin event and like
fuck them, dude.
Boston Marathon qualifier. So like there's going to be like the guys running like under 6 minute miles. So like yeah, I'm already cooked, as they say, but I'm just trying to hit like I want to hit this thing in an hour 35, hour 30 if like something happens when I wake up with like better knees. But we'll see how she goes. I'm just gonna go have fun.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, I have a race strategy this time. So I worked with my buddy who's a coach. He's a running coach. So yeah, we're going for it. We're being serious. We'll see what happens. I've taken the last 3 days off from running, so I'll have fresh legs. Let's fucking go. Thank you.
Let's go,
I love you all. And you.
Top 50. Love you, folks. See you next week.